Yeah, I'm having this problem with my shock absorber. Left side, that's the driver side. When I'm driving, I'm hearing this clunking sound, and I check the shock absorber. I don't see any leaks. You know, I don't see any play in the suspension parts or anything. So I'm trying to figure out if maybe it's the shocks mount having a problem. So this is where the shocks mount is. The shocks mount is right here. So these are the mounts that you use on this thing. I ordered these from eBay. They're like $20 something for the pair. One on the left, one on the right. It's actually used two on each side, but I'm just gonna change the upper one. The upper, it's called the upper mount bearing. You understand? So that's the one I'm gonna change. So now inside here you have some, I think it's some T10 screws. You have one over here, you have one here, and you have one right here, and right here, and then you have another one. There's a clip right here, so I'm gonna have to get this off. Yes, I'm using this T25 socket, that's what it's used. So now that I remove the thing, you can see the mount better. Yeah, so here's the mount, and I can see once I shake the car, I'm not even putting a lot of pressure. You can see how much the mount moves. I just rocking the car. So I'm gonna take this thing off. I'm gonna loosen this thing, and then I'm gonna try to get to the mount on the right here, because this is where the mount is. You want to make sure that there's a Allen key inside of here, and then you use a wrench and loosen this nut. Then once it's off, then you can move this thing. And as you can see here, is the washer. I'm getting out the washer now. So this is what is left of the mount, and I think this is what's one of the problems that's causing the thing to be making noise. Hopefully this is it, because as you can see, this thing is shot, you know. It's not supposed to be like this. Actually, it's supposed to look like how this thing looks. So as you can see, this thing is all squashed out. Yeah, so you want to make sure you see how it's turned, so you can turn it the same way. The groove part is turned down, so that's how I'm gonna do it. Yep. Now that you're here, As you can see, there's a lot of water down in trash, leaves down in that area right here. That's where the water would run and drain out of the car when it rains. For some reason, probably it's all blocked up with leaves and things, so it wouldn't hurt for you to just try to clean this thing out while you're at it. So make sure the water is out of it. They're all wet leaves down there, so I would advise you to just clean that out while you're at it. This is how much it moves without the mount. So because there's so much play underneath it, once the bushing is worn out, it's gonna have a lot of play. So now you can see that it's all tight, and this thing is now leveled with the the shocks housing around here. There's not no whole lot of movements here before like what it was before. When I drive it, and I know if that sound goes away. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna drive it and see what happens, and then I know if I'm gonna need to change the one on the lower part of the shocks also. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. The next side wasn't making any noise, but I'm still gonna change it anyways, because from this side is damaged. I think the other side is also probably more likely damaged too. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the next side. And as you can see, I clean the leaves off down here, and I turn the hose in there to wash it out, because when the leaf get down there, it blocks the hole that the water is supposed to run through, and then that water settles in that area, and rotten leaves and water is not good for the car. You know, it's gonna more likely cause rust and all of that. So it's good for you to just clean that thing out now that you are in here. Wash it out, clean it out, make sure there's no leaf and there's no dirt inside of it. So for this side, you have to remove the air cleaner. This is the cabin filter. Yep. You have to remove the cabin filter, and then that way you get to the screws. Same thing as the other side. Only thing that this have a junction box right here. So you don't need to trouble this thing, you just need to get this, and then you can get to the bushing right on the right here. Yeah, so the one on the right side, I guess I see why it wasn't making any noise, because it is in way better shape than the one on the left. Yeah, the one on the left was completely worn out, and the one on the right is in way better condition. Yeah, way better condition. I'm not sure the reason why that happened. Maybe the car needs wheel alignment. Maybe the shocks on the right and the left is going through a lot more movements while turning, or maybe the shocks on the right is just not that good. But this one is in way better condition. I never really had to change this one, but the fact that I take it off, I'm just gonna change it. I'm gonna drive this car and see if there's any changes with the suspension. So I'm not hearing that sound again so far. I'm just Gonna go a little further up the road and see what happens. Yep, so yeah, so far I'm not hearing anything. Yep. Usually I would be hearing that little clunking sound already. Yeah, I'm not hearing anything right now. Yep. Yeah, I think it's good now. I'm not hearing none of that clunking sound anymore.